Yo, in America, 70% claim to be Christian, while in Japan, only 1.5% claim to be Christian. Yet the United States has a higher murder rate, higher rape rate, higher robbery rate, higher drug addiction rate, higher sexually transmitted disease rate, higher homeless rate, higher welfare dependence rate, and higher divorce rate. All much higher. However, not everything is higher. Americans have lower life expectancy and overall lower intelligence. Though many Japanese are religious, American Christians see theirs as the only correct viewpoint. Some even oppose others who claim Christianity and therefore send missionaries to enlighten other countries. Considering the state of America, this is outrageous. So, is religion so bad it should be eliminated completely, or would radical changes be sufficient? I address these issues and provide observations, explanations, and solutions in follow-up articles. What must change? Nastiness and self-righteousness? Some groups are said to mistreat those who don't share their beliefs, or that they pontificate hatefully, spitefully, or pridefully. In my experience, this has only been a small minority. However, prevalent among religionists is the doctrine of eternal torture, sometimes accompanied by the idea that those who never had opportunity to hear their spiel are damned. See my video on hell, disregarding animals/nature. Most people who support the golden rule, treating others how they'd like to be treated, only apply it to Homo sapiens. Ironic in that humans are only one of thousands of forms of so-called creation. Certain types of animals outweigh humans in worldwide biomass, insects and fish, despite our efforts to completely dominate, and other life forms are necessary to keep us alive. See my videos on animals and nature. Misplaced funds. Billions of dollars are used to create expensive church buildings, temples, synagogues, and mosques instead of funding good causes. See my video on church buildings. Other well-meaning people give money to poor countries with no consideration of birth control or quality of life equal quantity. So the poor multiply, creating even more destitute, starving, and troublesome people. See my videos on overpopulation. Not being proactive. Inaction because God or guardian angels supposedly take care of people to the fullest extent, or not working to prevent bad conditions, then trying to pick up the pieces later. Or assuming they deserve it via bad karma or a higher purpose. To be successfully proactive, and laziness, uncaring attitudes, and self-absorption. Defending backwards, contradictory, nonsensical, or unjust religious texts. No book is proven to be a perfect document authored by a supreme God. Pushing that idea can be harmful and cause non-believers to reject an otherwise fine message. Increased knowledge of science, logic, and human nature would be progress. See my videos on this subject. Supposedly God knows the future. The conviction that God has always known everything that was going to happen to the tiniest detail without exception from the beginning of the universe to the end has a stranglehold on theists. This would imply that God had a hand in various inexplicable tragedies throughout history, or was incompetent, and that nobody has even the tiniest amount of free will since everything was already decided. I refute this rubbish in my videos on time. Unnecessary war. Although the connection between religion and violence is highly exaggerated, and the non-religious can be quite violent, we expect more from religious people considering their claims. For example, in World War II, some U.S. clergymen considered the Allies a godly force which fought against the so-called evil Axis. That's despite the fact that the Axis had millions of professing Christians on their side, and at least an equally valid claim of being the righteous fighting against the evil allies. The solution is more love and empathy. Competing personal testimonies. Although testimonies are commendable, people from every religion, sect, and cult give powerful testimonies of how their lives were bettered from their beliefs. Myriads of people testify how they or someone else was healed by the power of prayer, meditation, or their spiritual leader. Atheists can also give personal testimonies as to how their lives improved through discovering a better system of thought and living. So, such affirmative declarations and affirmations must be validated by a logical explanation as to why our philosophy is advantageous over someone else's or everybody else's. I have so much more to say. My next video will focus on the question of God's providence.